Why women want nice guys now. The pandemic changed what many women want out of relationships. Flakes and bad boys are out, nice guys are in. Names have been changed for privacy. Olivia just learned she was pregnant a couple months. Even though she met her boyfriend, Oliver, only last summer, the 29-year-old marketer is thrilled about becoming a mother. She calls Oliver, who's 32, the sweetest guy, and says he's equally enthused at the prospect of parenthood. But if you told Olivia prior to the pandemic that this was how her life would unfold over the course of the next 2 years. Olivia describes her old self as a workaholic. Her job centered around people-facing gigs, she says, which meant many of her interactions with men were much more spontaneous, and by chance and in public. She says she wasn't crazy promiscuous, but as she puts it, shit happens. Like so many others, Olivia was in panic mode with work once the pandemic hit. However, she also suddenly found herself craving more out of relationships. She says she wanted something stable, and if anything was going to change in that category, she needed to be proactive. I wasn't just swiping right on the next bad decision, who I knew. Olivia says, describing her revamped Tinder habits. The alternative approach quickly paid off. By the summer of 2020, Oliver, the sweetest guy. Olivia says she and Oliver are as happy as a couple could be while expecting a baby less than a year into a relationship, one that's on the way thanks to apparently ineffective birth control pills. It has its bumps, honestly, Olivia says of the relationship, but we're doing well. To all the other Olivers out there who are more nice guy than bad boy, it's your time to shine. Nice guys are becoming an increasingly coveted item for women on the dating market. Single women shared that they are now more attracted to dates who are consistent and dependable, the company said in a statement. Women expressed that a relationship with someone who guarantees stability is key amid COVID and ongoing uncertainty. Nice guys are coveted at the moment, according to Dating.com, because with them, women never feel confused about whether their prospect is interested, the status of the relationship, and where it's headed, whether or not labels have been specifically discussed. A year ago, Hinge also reported a general uptick in overall users seeking long-term relationships, while in May 2021, the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships published a study concluding that a partner's stability and family commitment had become more important to singles of both sexes amid growing pandemic concerns. But this trend of women, especially, seeking more serious male mates isn't just playing out on dating apps, it's something dating and life coaches have noticed as well. The shift was so sudden, says Adam Jablin, a certified life coach with at least 3 female clients, who radically altered their dating outlook, all within a short time period, due to the isolation wrought by COVID. One woman is in her early 20s, and building a successful e-commerce makeup company. Another is a 46-year-old divorcee with 3 children, while the third is an actress, whom Jablin says boasts a high profile. The young entrepreneur told Jablin that interacting with new people on a regular basis through work during the pandemic opened her heart to deeper romantic connections. The latter 2 clients were both coming off difficult breakups, with a husband and controlling boyfriend, respectively. The pandemic-era alone time, Jablin says, gave all these women a few beats to mentally step back, just reflect and reassess. The actress has found a new partner, and according to Jablin is having the time of her life. The divorcee is dating again, which is a big step for her, he says, and though the young business owner is still single. Marky Damiana, who coaches through the growing self-counseling center, and whose work frequently involves helping people find long-term partners, says in pre-pandemic times, she counted more men seeking relationships than women, who were among her clients. Over the past couple years, though, she's observed a growing number of women pursuing her services in just that area. She says single women now want to spend their time with someone who is really valuable, as opposed to someone they might play around with. This is at least partly due to dating having become more of a health risk with COVID lurking. Damiana says the prevailing attitude among many women has become, I'm not really willing to invest that much time in someone who isn't going to invest back in me. This is precisely where nice guys have an advantage. Not only does the effort they bring to pursuing relationships become a more valuable quality, but Damiana notes nice guys will also earn points for being more mindful of the dangers involved with seeing someone new, and in certain settings, like enclosed bars and restaurants. A guy who's not exactly nice guy material won't be really concerned with your decision to mask on the first date. this idea of the nice guy has come to the forefront as someone that is really willing to commit back to you and invest more, maybe earlier on. Peering back at nice guys from the opposing side of the personality spectrum are, of course, the bad boys. Damiana says bad boys have an allure to them, but it's all tied to wildness. With women's emotional thresholds already overwhelmed by the pandemic, relationships that might have felt extra passionate with bad boys are now just draining. We're more likely to be able to say, "I'm not really interested in someone who's not going to respect my boundaries," Damiana says on behalf of women, because we're getting better at boundaries and really living through them. Damiana's advice for nice guys? Lean into your nice guyness, she says. Lean into being yourself. The reason nice guys have traditionally been underappreciated in dating, they are not putting any restrictions, any boundaries in their relationships, they are leaning on the woman to set all of that for them, Damiana says of nice guys. Women do like boundaries, structures in relationships, to have a man say. Everyone should keep their hopes up, says Jablin, optimistically. Love is in the air.